All right, welcome back to IceMen Live at Depot Brady. Once again, we are presented by Coors Light, and we now would like to present the IceMen starting goaltender Cal Heeter. We got a guy in a Flyers jersey here for you.
I don't play for the Flyers anymore.
Well, we definitely want to talk to you first and foremost to kind of get your thoughts about the game on Saturday night. How'd you feel out there in your first IceMen game?
I felt pretty good. I've been in training camp for a while. I was up in Toronto for a month, so for me there wasn't too many nerves coming into the game. Team played great early, scored those 2 quick goals, so for me that takes a little bit of the pressure off. Bit of a cushion to work with. Things were a little tighter in the second, ended up getting one back, but then in the third, again, I thought our team was playing really well. I didn't really see a whole lot of action. Nothing too tough on my end, so that was a great game overall by the team and a good first start to the season.
So you mentioned that there wasn't, too much on your end. Was it getting boring there, especially in the first period there, when you're facing 5 shots total?
Well, I don't want to call it boring, but it's not the most exciting thing.
And then the second, you faced a few more shots, and then obviously they get that power play chance. What's going through your mind when they got that one back in the second period?
Nothing changes when you get scored on. Obviously, every opportunity they get, every shot they have, my goal is to stop it. So it doesn't matter really what the score is. The same mental outlook. You're trying to make the save, help your team, do what you can. So regardless of the score, I just try to stay pretty even keel and go from there.
All right. Now coming to the ECHL, are there guys here that or is there a difference that you've noticed in the style of play coming from the AHL last season?
Yeah, it's definitely a different style of play. Not to say the guys here aren't as good, but I'd say the overall quality is a bit higher in the AHL. There's certainly more structure to the teams. The game's a bit more organized as a whole because of the way teams are organized on offense and defense, and everyone sort of sticks to their systems and plays that a bit more consistently. As we're here, it's a bit scrambly at times, but it doesn't make much of a difference. I mean, there's still great players out there, and you have to always be, on top of your game if you want to play well.
All right. Now going back to the game the other night. You made some great saves out there. I think there was one where I saw them rattle off 3 shots at you, stop them all in quick fashion. But the play that everyone's talking about is the one where you come out of the net and the referees called it tripping. I think the fans here called it awesome. Just give us your thoughts on that play there in the third period.
For me, I was sitting back there in the net, and their defenseman did out. Sort of like a high flip outlet pass to their guy who was behind our last D-man, so came over our D-man's head and was going to be in front of their forward, skating right onto it. And so I saw it sort of bounce around. I figured it'd come out and try and make a play on it. I got about halfway there and I realized he's getting a lot closer than I thought he would be to that puck, and so I went down and did a bit of a slide just to sort of eliminate his options. And I got the puck, and then obviously got a solid piece of him too, but eliminated the scoring chance. Yeah, we had to go on a penalty kill there, but again, the guys were great all night for penalty kill, working hard and making my job easy. So nothing too negative came of it besides the 2-minute penalty.
Right. You talked about the defense a little bit. What have your impressions been of that defense, and who out there has been impressing you on the IceMen defensive line?
Oh, we have a lot of great defensemen on our team. Obviously, there's guys with a bit more experience, and at times that shows just certain plays or situations on the ice where they've seen it before thousands of times, so they know what exactly they need to do and the quickest way to go about things. Not to say someone's better than others, but just guys have more experience and have played more games, been around longer. So, I think Bertowski and Wishart both played really well. Those are 2 great defensemen. And then our captain Guy, all the way down to our new defensemen are pretty much new to professional hockey, and Cure and Starnaski. I'm not sure what his last name is. Sternberg.
Yeah.
Sternberg. Hopefully he doesn't watch this.
No, yeah. I think the people here are the only ones watching this, so you don't have too much to worry about.
Perfect.
But I think we can forgive that one. He's only been here a week,
Yeah.
Well, there'll be time to learn
A
his
lot of
name
names.
later. Yeah. So obviously, you have a lot of new teammates. How do you feel the team's kind of come together so far?
For me, coming in pretty late, just about week before, or maybe 4 or 5 days before our first preseason games there, and it already seemed like there was a pretty good morale around the locker room. Guys were close. It seemed like a lot of guys knew each other already, and it certainly made it easy on me to acclimate myself to a new team where I came in knowing nobody. So, like you said, I think there's a great vibe in the locker room. Everyone gets along well. Everyone talks, jokes around, and I think it's going to be a great year so far. As long as everyone can keep that positive attitude.
All right, great points there. You mentioned kind of the camaraderie and kind of being new here to town. I'm just kind of wondering your thoughts on the town, the hockey atmosphere here in Evansville.
Well, it's a small town, but I've been playing in a small town the last couple of years, so I'm fairly used to that. The atmosphere was great. Rink was really loud the other night. Fans were fantastic. It's great to see that. On opening night, have a great turnout. Everyone was loud, screaming. Everyone was into the game. And certainly gives you a bit extra energy. Not that hopefully you don't need that. You come into a game with plenty of energy and excitement to play, but the fans are certainly there to help, and they made their presence known. And I think it helps our team and sort of makes it maybe a bit tougher on the visiting team as well.
Well, I'm sure that's exactly what these fans here want to do, make it difficult on the opposing team. Speaking of the opposing team, we get the Indy Fuel coming in here next week. You had a chance to look at some of their players in that preseason game. Obviously, it can be different lines out there, different sort of a game. But did you see anything in that game from their forwards that you're looking at trying to stop?
Nothing specific really. I mean, there might be some video on power play or a couple of guys to make sure you're very aware of when they're on the ice, but nothing really changes for me. My job is pretty much the same regardless of what team we're playing against.
All right, so goal is simple. Just stop the puck no matter who's got it, who's shooting it.
It's pretty simple.
Kind of thing. It sounds so simple, but very difficult, right?
Yeah, maybe we'll let you come out and try it one day.
Oh, that's the worst idea. Imagine Ryan O'Brien, but like a million times worse.
Only one way to find out, buddy.
Yeah. All right. We will definitely do that, but watch me fall a bazillion times. But we'll make an appointment to do that. I'll check my schedule. Switching gears back to the team, the other goalie on the roster, Chris Streeter, he is a much younger goalie. He's 20 years old, youngest player on the team. Have you felt any sort of a mentoring role towards him?
I don't know if it's so much as a mentor. It's just a good goalie partner. Could bounce ideas off each other, talk about game practices, whatever's been going on. If I see something, I can give him advice here or there, and I think you do the same thing for me. So I definitely wouldn't call it a mentor, but just overall, the same way you treat any other teammate, try to be there for them, help them when you can, and then hopefully they're doing the same thing for you and turning around, watching your back, helping you out when they can.
All right, excellent. That's all the questions that I had for you. Is there anything you wanted to say to these fans before we let them ask you some questions?
Thanks for all the support on the weekend. It was great to see you guys out there, and we hope you can come back that same intensity and attitude on Saturday against Indy.
All right, IceMen Goaltender Cal Heeter will answer your questions when we come back on IceMen Live, presented by Beef O'Brady's.